everybody. Thank you for joining me. My name is Carlos. Today we're going to be getting into a leg session initiated with a deadlift, with some deadlift sets. So let's just get into it. Before we do that, please hit that subscribe button, hit post notifications so you get that little dingy dingy when the video comes up. Don't miss one episode. You don't want to do that. You'll be missing a lot of information and value. And leave a comment. So today, increasing our weight, our body weight. We are on a bulk. We're trying to get huge and massive, something that I've always wanted to do, and it's something that I believe that I can do now. I've cut 3 times now in the last 18 months. My last cut went down to 179 pounds and sustained that for 3 weeks with, carb cycling, very low carbs, training very hard, doing moderate cardio, and just, maintaining that low body weight and trying to get as lean as possible. I did get leaner than last time. I didn't reach single digits. I got down to 10%, which for me, a lifetime, overweight guy, hovering between 23 and 27% body fat, like just normal, type of person who eats a lot. Getting down to 10% was very exciting. So sustaining that was a bit rough for a while, but and then the rebound, I've always heard about this anabolic rebound and all this, it's the best time to gain muscle and size. Well, it seems that is true. Started the rebound on the 1st of October. Today is the 22nd of October, and we're weighing 204 pounds. Morning fasted, up from 179. So obviously something is working. 25 pounds in 22 days. It's like a pound a day. Just eating normal, clean food and lots of it. Like, I think the secret right now is the 350 grams of rice in every meal, plus a banana. And I like to throw in raisins in there with all my food. And so, just eating, but clean. It's not like, it's cheeseburgers, hamburgers, pizza, donuts, all this type of cookies, cakes, no. Now we're keeping it clean, just eating a lot of it. So up 25 pounds in less than a month. With these things, with the bulking, there's always like plateaus. It goes up and down. I remember watching a video of Juji Mufu explaining how he bulked, and I think he's just right on with this. It's not like this ascending linear progression from 200 to 260 pounds. It goes like this. It goes this squiggly up and down. It goes back. It goes up, down, up, sideways, up, up. And then you finally reach your goal with all kinds of head games. Because when you're eating so much food and then you go and weigh yourself the next day and it goes down a pound, it says, what, my gear fake or what's going on, right? You start to question a lot of things. It's just the body, the metabolism, the glycogen, how much water is being stored. It's mostly the water manipulation. Because, lean muscular tissue is built at a very steady rate. There's formulas for that. Everybody's different. Some people might just turn into monsters really quick. Some people can gain a lot of muscle very quickly. Others, it's just, it takes a long time. But it seems to be a steady process. Whereas the water thing can just be all over the place depending on your glycogen stores, your hormones. It's just, there's a lot of variables. Did you eat a lot of salt the day before? Maybe not enough the day after. So water will play a trick with you. And, just 1 liter is like, a pound. 2 liters, it makes a big difference. So, getting into today's workout for the bulk, I'm including the deadlift every other week. The deadlift for me, I used to train it, when I wanted to bring my deadlift up, I brought it up to, almost 5 plates. I just got, just shy of 5 plates. 4 plates and the 35s on each side. That was when I was trying to get strong on the deadlift. And then ever since those times, it's been years now, I do them rarely. But it seems like the less I do them, the easier they are for me. I can go in and do 4 plates any given day, whatever the time of the day. I can put on 4 plates and yank it off the floor. It's not a problem. But that being said, training again, it is kind of challenging, and I do want to bring it up. So 2 weeks ago, I did a 4 plate by 4 reps. Today, and it was just touch and goes, like, boom, 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 boom. You don't rest it at the bottom and do full stop and pull it up. Today I did full stop deadlifts for 5 reps. So I felt an improvement there, and especially psychologically. It's just like you really have to be in the moment. It's always heavy. I mean, 400 pounds, you shouldn't just, approach it like, oh, that's nothing. You can hurt yourself if you're not properly braced, if you're not psychologically prepared, and you got to get the bar speed. It's like fast, drop, reset, fast, drop, reset, fast. It's one of those things. I think I could have gotten another rep or two, but in this phase of building strength, you always want to leave something on the table as long as you are progressing, as long as you're moving forward. You don't want to burn yourself out. You want to accumulate energy for your next session. So I know on my next session, I'll get 6 reps. I will. I could have gotten them today. If I'm feeling good that day, I'll get 6 or 7. We'll see how that goes. I don't want to increase the weight yet. That's a bitch. I mean, sometimes just going from 4 plates to 4 and a 5 can mean the difference of going from 5 reps down to 1. It's like one of those things. So started out with that. Obviously, it's a very taxing exercise on the CNS and on just your body. And to start the session out, and it was my leg session. I'm doing them twice a week now. So after I got the deadlift, went to the machines and did the leg curl, which is a fairly easy exercise. These machines aren't like the most brutal thing in the world. You can make them really hard, but they're not that taxing. You don't get that winded like doing full squats and stuff. So did a few sets on the leg curl, get that pump going on the hams, coming off of the deadlift, which is obviously a posterior chain emphasized, biased type of movement, and then did the adductor. And then the adductor is a very pivotal, crucial exercise for building overall mass on the leg. It's a very neglected exercise, the adductor machine. Mine is pin loaded, so I reached the maximum. And the way to intensify that, obviously going, with reps, and then the squeeze on the top, like just your subjective squeeze. Just squeeze as hard as you can. How hard can you squeeze? I don't know. It depends on each person. How hard they can make themselves squeeze those legs together. They can cramp. I mean, they can get really seriously pumped doing this machine. So did a few sets of those, and then went to the leg press, the 45-degree leg press. Now, this is a machine. Last session I did 9 plates for, trying to get that, just increase the massive overload on the quads. Some people on the comment section, they really get down on this exercise. Oh, I see people load up 10, 15 plates and do these partial reps and it's bullshit. No, it's not bullshit, man. It is not bullshit. You do have to come down a little bit. I mean, like more than just an inch. I helped myself with my hands. So I kind of jokingly said, I did a 10-plate hand press today. Yeah, my hands pushed up 10 plates. Of course your hands are stabilizing. That's all it's doing. But it's not lifting that freaking weight. Come on, get real. It's your legs doing the work. Your hands are there to stabilize, and it's completely legit. The name of this game is to build muscle. And if you're putting the stress on the quads, who cares what anybody else says? It's not proper form. What? Is this like the 45-degree leg press, judged now that, we're going in for competition? It has to be just so, or else it doesn't work. Bullshit. If it works for you, it was working for me, man. My legs are getting thicker. My pants are getting uncomfortable. Not the waist. The waist is still like hanging. It's like my waist, I got to tighten up the belt. But my legs are getting uncomfortable, and I notice it when I eat. Like I'm be in the middle of a meal, my legs are starting to, like it's like the glycogen, the blood muscle, all that, the blood sugar, all that's going into my legs. So I know something is working that was not working before. And I used to do full range of motion, bringing the knee all the way down, just full because it's proper. Didn't work. Didn't work. As a matter of fact, one time I tore my adductor, bringing it down way low, and I must have not been properly warmed up. I mean, it was my fault. I'm not blaming it on the machine or anything like that. It was completely on me. But it just doesn't work for me. So now I'm piling on heavy weight and doing the partial. Today, I did not do that. I just went for 4 plates, and then I upped it to 6. and maintain the range. And that's the other thing. Time under tension, bring it down slow. All these things can work. But there is something to be said with I mean, if you do them fast, if you do them proper fast, you will congest the muscle much faster, much harder. It's harder to do a 100-yard sprint than to walk it. And it seems like the time under tension sometimes can be a comfort zone. So I leave the time under tension as an intensifier when I'm done with the basic set. Like I already did my 12 reps and I want to go further, then I bring it down super slow. Like take a 3-second rest on the way down and then bang it back up, slow up, and then fast again, then slow. You can do all that. But there is a formula in physics. Speed plus distance plus weight equals force. If you pull a 100-pound weight slowly, it's not going to generate the same wattage and force as if you pull a 100-pound weight fast. Duh. These are just physics. And you want the muscle to grow, you got to treat it with very different, you have to go do different type of movements. So yeah, the time under tension crowd, I get it, I do it, I use it. It's not exclusive because there has to be an element of bar speed. If you don't have bar speed, you're not going to develop power. You don't do time under tension to develop powerlifting strength. Is that why you're doing bodybuilding? Look, to develop your body, to get maximum results in bodybuilding, you should have periodization. And in periodization, you use power and strength. You try to build up your strength. The stronger you are, the bigger you're going to get. Anybody who says otherwise has never been big and has never had power. They're just reading off the internet. Or adjusting to their mediocre goals and achievements. You don't get huge, man, by lifting light weights. That's such bullshit. You can do that at the end of your career if you're working around injuries or... No, you got to get strong. At least I have to get strong. Okay, I don't care what anybody else says or is doing. I want to get strong. I don't want to make light weights heavy. I want to make heavy weights light. The other way seems just backwards to me. No, I want 10 pounds so hard. Fuck that, man. I want to grab a 100-pound dumbbell and yeah, I can do that. It's different, it transfers to real life too, Grab that luggage at the airport and run with it. No, I've been training with 10-pound dumbbell. I got these huge arms, but I'm so weak. It's just my perspective. I know it triggers a lot of people, but come on, get real. Do you really want to be weak and have big muscles and be like not so strong? Oh, you'll get strong. No, you won't. If your max is 2 plates on the bench press, well, I'm strained here. Back to the leg press. So, did those few sets. Got a great pump after the machines, and that was basically it. Oh, and finished with the pin-loaded completely horizontal seated leg press. Now, I'm starting to use more and more the isolateral movements, just doing one leg at a time. It's different. It's more challenging. It's harder. It's harder than using both legs. Even if all things considered it's the same, like you're doing 200 pounds with both legs and 100 pounds with just one, it's always harder to do it with one leg. And it's different. It requires more concentration. It's just a different thing. But it seems to work also much better. In fact, I think that's the one that's starting to build my quads. And it's not a significant amount of weight. I'm just doing like between 90 and 115 pounds on the pin load on the isolation. And I do try to bring full knee flexion, try to bring it deep. But I'm putting the emphasis, on the quad. So it's like a combination of all these things. Some heavy. Some days are really heavy. Some days you don't do as heavy, but some things you do, and then you intersperse them with lighter machines and all of this, and it's like the frequency also. I used to only train legs once a week or maximum once every 5 days because I would do a lot of volume and extremely heavy weight. Like for me, I did 4.5 plates on a Smith squat, very deep ass to grass. I mean, I'm not talking about partials. And I will be doing partials from now on. The really deep squatting, while it is effective for me until I bring up my VOM, which is the muscle on my knee, the teardrop that they call. I need to bring it up. I can do a lot of weight, but my muscle is not reciprocating in size, and so that transfers to a bit of pain. So I will be doing more partial emphasis on the Smith squats. So you have to find out what works for you and what you need. Not every time you need to go ass to grass. That's not, if you want to adjust your training to what people think and what people would want to see, and it's just not working for you, what would you call a person that always does that? You know, are they really being true to themselves? Are they being intelligent? I wouldn't think so. If you're in this game, you want to make your best progress. You have to be artful about it. You have to find out what really works for you. And that means spending time being honest with yourself, being very truthful, saying, you know, maybe this doesn't work as well, but I love it, but maybe I got to change it up. And no, I'm so fucking stubborn, I can't change my ways. This is a reality check. This is the beauty of bodybuilding. It's an individual sport, and it reflects and it will show the fruits of each man's or woman's wisdom and experience and knowledge. It's a display of what you know and the best way to go about doing things. And cookie cutters just won't work. Planned out programs given to you without much thought. Do this, pyramid system. Maybe at the beginning, you have to find out what works for you. Anyways, that was basically it today. Deadlift. The rest of the session was medium weights, medium volume, and I didn't burn myself out. Can't wait to get back and do it again to increase and make some more gains. And the bulk, up from 179 to 204, that weight scale is not lying. It's like, wow, okay, that's working. So I'm just going to take that as far and as fast as I can. It's the first month. Last time it took me 6 months to build back to where I was at the beginning. And this time it just took me 22 days. So, yeah, it's obviously something different is working now, obviously. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoy this video, get some value, some knowledge of just, sharing my journey. This is what one man is doing over here. There's many ways of going about this. But I believe in my heart, I'm absolutely certain that I will achieve my goal of being one massive, ripped old guy with exceptional size. Because this is not something you see in older guys. You see a lot of ripped physiques, but not many of the over 60 crowd are going for bulk. You don't see many big Rammies that size. Well, it can't be done. Of course it can be done. Who gets these ideas that, after you can't? Bullshit, I'm proving it. I'm getting larger. I'm getting stronger. I'm stronger today, than I was 10 years ago. So, don't go lie to somebody else. And now, it's on you if you want to believe this bullshit, that you can't get stronger as you age. It's so untrue. In the past, throughout history in ancient times, when men had to work in the fields and had very grueling, back-breaking work, some people were favored with really good diets. Depends on where they were, cattle herders, people who had access to plenty of beef and stuff like that, and had, some of these older guys, they get very strong, they were like the strongest men in the tribe. Once you don't fuck with that guy, he's a fucking mountain, a bear of a man. And, that doesn't come in your teenage years. You can get strong when you're young, absolutely. Like Olympic weightlifters hit their peak before 30. But you can't take away the fact that you can get really freaking strong in older age. Depends on your lifestyle and your goals and your vision, your knowledge, and how to apply it. If you want to believe it cannot be done, you will never get there. You'll be discarded. It just won't happen for you. You have to believe and then apply the knowledge to make that belief real. You have to adhere to a program and try to get big. Anyways, guys, God bless everybody. I love you all, and we'll see you in the next episode.